Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the opening day of 3 days of competition at the IBSA Asian Championships here in Astana in Kazakhstan. My name is Esther Stam, and I'm excited to be a commentator for the next 3 days. This weekend we have the individual as well as the team competition, and athletes can win really important points for qualification for the Paralympic Games in Paris in 2024. So today we have 4 weight categories competing. It's 2 women's, the 48 and 57 kilos, and 2 men's, the 60 and 73 kilogram categories. For the women under 48 and men under 60, 73, we have 2 classification categories, and they are J1 where athletes are blind and almost blind, and J2 where athletes are partially sighted. For the 57 we have a J2 category today. We will have the J1 category tomorrow. So the competition will take place on 2 mats today. For mat number 1 we have the 48 kilogram J1 and J2 women category, and the 73 J1 men category. On mat number 2 we have the under 60 kilogram men J1 and J2, and the under 73 kilogram men J2 category, and under 57 women J2 category. So currently competing on mat number 2 is Hirose Junko of Japan, and Kudo Hiroko of Japan as well.
On tatami 1, the winner is Kato Yuji, Japan.
It's an interesting category here in the under 57 kilogram category.
On tatami 1, first round contest in category J173 kilograms. Nurmagomedov Aslan, Kazakhstan, Galbatar Chu, Mongolia.
So as I said, it's an interesting battle between these two athletes, not only but also in this 57 kilogram category. I think we are going to see the first home favorite here competing, Diana Fedosova of Kazakhstan. She's a bronze medalist of the last World Championships, and she won a gold medal at the Grand Prix of Sao Paulo. And I think her together with Hirose, who is also a bronze medalist of the last World Championships, are battling it out here. won her first contest. And I think, well, she will be really fighting for the gold here today. But this is a good, really a first win for her.
On category 2, contest in category J to 57 kilograms, Khojayeva Kushko, Uzbekistan, Gulshan, India.
Yekaterinburg, Jekpe Jek Hall savaşlaşacaklar. Khojayeva Kushko, Uzbekistan, Gulshan, India.
So on the mat now is Kumushkon Khojayeva of Uzbekistan, and she is facing Gulshan of India. It's Khojayeva in white judo gi and Gulshan in blue. It's a really strong grip from Khojayeva, and she really didn't take much time to throw over her opponent, and now is holding down, trying to finish it on with an arm block. So really quick finish for Khojayeva, really strong start for her.
On category 2, the winner is Khojayeva Kushko, Uzbekistan.
Yekaterinburg, Khojayeva Kushko, Uzbekistan.
So two quick finishes for the women under 57 kilogram category. I think there will be some tougher battles here between Hirosa Khojayeva and Fedosova. And we're gonna see some under 60 kilogram categories now. Which for me is also a really good category with well, Banitaba of Iran in there. He's the current world champion, but we also have Kapil Parmar of India, who just won his first gold medal in the Grand Prix of Egypt.
On the mat 2, category J1, 60 kilograms.
So I'm hoping to see a battle between them, but there's a lot of other good athletes in there.
From Kazakhstan.
So on the mat now, it's a Syed Meysam Banitaba Koram Abadi of Iran. And he's facing Timi Polat Tashenkenov of Kazakhstan.
In category J1, 48 kilograms. Salamatova Regina, Kyrgyzstan, Kushankaze Fatmon, Kazakhstan.
Regina Salamatova, Kyrgyzstan, Kushankaze Fatmon, Kyrgyzstan.
So Banitaba won both the World Championships as the last Grand Prix here when it was still called Nur Sultan. So that was a year ago, so he has really good results in his weight category. Nice right-sided Makokomi attempt from Tashenkenov. So I will be switching between the mats today. We have two mats, and if you want to switch to the other mat yourself, you can do that on the YouTube channel. And you will also be able to find more information and news on IBSA Judo on the IBSA Judo website or on IGF.org. And this weekend there are 85 athletes competing here from 11 different nations. And it's 58 men and 27 women competing here. I think Asia is one of the strongest continents we have. I think we have even most registered athletes for IBSA Judo coming from Asia. And clearly Kazakhstan as home nation really like to be on the top spot on the medal table. But they will have strong competition this weekend from well, let's say from Korea, Uzbekistan, that have really strong competition. And here you saw Banitaba just throwing over his opponent beautifully. I think we're gonna see that in a replay just a little bit later on.
On the second attempt, the winner is Banitaba Khorram Abadisi Meisan, Iran.
So we're also seeing some new athletes on the field here, which makes it really exciting to watch. And which makes the total numbers of athletes in IBSA Judo over 400 now. It's really a milestone for IBSA Judo. And they made some big changes after Tokyo Paralympic Games. So for the new cycle, the categories are split for J1 and J2 athletes, and this means the sport became a lot more fair, I think, for the blind and almost completely blind. But it also meant that some B3 athletes, the athletes that with the most sight, with the most vision, were not eligible to compete anymore. So logically, at first there was a big drop in numbers, but each competition we are seeing new athletes, which makes it not only exciting to watch, but a lot more diverse. And during the last Grand Prix in Egypt, we saw a number of 166 athletes from 33 countries competing. And for sure we're going to see something similar during the World Games later this year in England. So we have the next two athletes on the mat now. It's Temirlan Abdikarimov of Kyrgyzstan, and he's facing Viton Konsuk of Thailand. I think the biggest one, ooh, that was a nice move. The biggest one missing here is People's Republic of China. They were competing with a big team in Egypt just a few weeks ago, but unfortunately they're not present here during this weekend. Done from Konsuk of Thailand. Really nice Uchimata. I think it was just the perfect moment for him to come in with that Uchimata.
On the second attempt, the winner is Konsuk Viton, Thailand. Indonesia. On the second attempt, quarter-final contest in category.
So I'm really excited to see the next one competing, Parmar of India. He showed great quality in the last competition, and it's nice to see. I think he was the first one from India to win a medal in the world circuit for IBSA Judo. So in white judogi here, Kapil Parmar of India, and he's facing Junaidi of Indonesia in blue judogi here. So Parmar is quite a lot taller than his opponent. Curious to see if he can make use of his height here. So really nice attempt coming from Junaidi. It was unexpected. Nice, I think, Sodi he made there. And almost throwing Parmar on his side, so he's warned in this just opening minute of this contest and competition. Parmar is really upright. He has technical judo, but I think he's struggling a little bit with the height of Junaidi, who's a lot smaller than him. And Junaidi is doing really clever with coming underneath, and now throwing over Parmar on his side there. So it's a first Vasari score for Junaidi. Trying to strangle his opponent.
Golden score on the first tatami.
So you can see that Junaidi is really controlling the arms of Parmar, so he's keeping those arms down, and he's prohibiting Parmar to really get close to him. So I think it's a really tough first opponent for Parmar. So you can see that Junaidi with his left arm is really putting down the arm of Parmar. And Parmar really needs this arm to control his opponent. Here he picks up the first Judo Junaidi. He's doing that in a little bit negative way, so he's looking quite defensive and not letting his opponent fight. Junaidi is really hanging on that left side, hanging on that arm of Parmar, keeping that arm down. And he does look a bit defensive still. He can still pick up another Shido, so for him it's not a big risk. But both athletes still need a score to win this battle. So Parmar is struggling with that left arm, I think, of Junaidi. Junaidi is doing a clever thing there to control that arm. Another low technique, but you can see that Parmar is starting to learn about the judo of Junaidi. Junaidi could really surprise in the beginning with a nice low soda, but now he doesn't really get close with his attack. So Parmar is looking physically stronger than Junaidi. He's starting to look, stronger during this contest. But also for him, it's the same role. He really needs to attack with big techniques. So the referee now asks Junaidi to tidy up his gi. So still it's just the Shido on the board for each athlete, and that's about it. And Parmar is looking to attack here with the Beko Soto that we're used to him.
On the first tatami, the winner is Stoyerva Fatima.
Just cannot really put Junaidi in the right position for that. So I think it's troubling for Parmar that Junaidi is left-handed, and he's really pushing down the right hand of Parmar. I think it's taking him in a lot of energy.
On the tatami 1, contest in category J2, 48 kilograms. Kokila, India, Kuranova, Lovar, Uzbekistan.
So you can imagine if you are right-handed and you want to put that hand on the top, but somebody is constantly pulling that arm down. It's taking you so much energy to take that arm in the right direction, but even to come up with an attack and use that. So it's costing both athletes a lot of energy.
Golden score on the second tatami.
So it's a golden score in this contest. It's Junaidi that picked up 2 Shidas along the way, and Parmar just 1. I think for me, Parmar just looks a bit stronger during this contest, but Junaidi made the best attacks and came closest to scoring. And here another good attack from Parmar. This is more what I'm used to him. So definitely not an easy contest in this quarterfinal stage. There's 8 athletes in this J1 category for under 60 kilogram athletes. And I think the number 1 and number 2 seed are also both the favorites today. another left-sided low attempt coming from Junaidi, but you see that he cannot really do any harm anymore with Parmar. Parmar knows exactly what's coming. He has the control now in this contest. And actually that last attack is gonna give Junaidi the third Judo. Just didn't really get Parmar out of balance at all. And it's unfortunate for him. I liked, especially the beginning of the contest, he was really dangerous with his attacks. But it's Parmar that goes through to the next round.
On the second tatami, category JV1.
We have one more contest here in the under 60 kilogram category before we continue to go through to the under 73 kilogram category.
From Kazakhstan.
On the mat now is Diorbek Maidanov of Uzbekistan. He's wearing the white judo gi here, and he's facing Murat Madinov of Kazakhstan in blue. And Madinov now trying to take his opponent to the back. It's looking really agile here. Both athletes attacking. That's a mistake of Madinov, trying to take over his opponent to the back, but landing on his back himself in Osaikumi. So if Maidanov can hold on to that for a few more seconds, he has Bazari for sure. And he might be able to win this contest. Well, I assumed it was Osaikumi, but I don't see anything on the scoreboard. So no scores yet on the board for these two athletes, but a big one for Madinov, who almost ended up in an Osaikumi by his own mistake. Left-sided attempt coming from Madinov. So I'm not sure if we had the right angle there to see who landed on his back first. The referee just gave him a one. Supervisors on the side, they're checking the action and see what happened there. and they have a really good care system to make sure that the referee is taking the right decisions. So there's always supervisors on the side. They can replay the contest and they can check what exactly happened there. And in this case they took off the opponent, so that means that it was not clear who the action was for. So even if somebody landed on the back, it was not clear if there was enough control going down, so they just decided to take off the opponent. They sometimes can do that when they're not sure who the attack is for. Well, this was more clear. Majdanov throwing over his opponent for a Bazari score here. And now really trying to push through and turn over his opponent. But Mbate is goal already. It's Majdanov trying to take his opponent to his back. He just doesn't have enough control. So the movement is there, but he really needs to keep his opponent really close with his kumikata. And there's just too much space between him and his opponent.
On the first attempt, the winner is Ramala Lomar, Uzbekistan.
It is Majdanov who comes through with a nice Bazari score. So Majdanov had so many warnings because all Majdanov wants to do is really take his opponent to his back.
Kazakhstan.
And well, it worked out for Majdanov now. Bazari on the board. Attempt coming from Majdanov here, but losing the grip on the way down. I think that could be a theme today, but I'm not sure yet. It's too early to say. But it's so important for the athletes to really keep grip and keep their grip if they attack. Because once you lose the grip, well, basically you're nowhere and you're not going to fall over your opponent. Majdanov, and then again Majdanov trying to take his opponent backwards, but also landing on his back again, and now vulnerable for some Nevaza work. This time it is an impulse score. We saw also on mat number 1 we just saw Akmaro Nawadbek, well, the current world champion, beat her opponent. She's really the top favorite today, being undefeated in IBSA Judo.
On the second tatami, quarterfinal winner, Majdanov Uzbekistan.
Barışlarını şaşırmadı. Çiğ temsilciler savunmada sporcular. Yerleri Şemi, Kazakistan, İbrahim Komçon, Akbaba, Özbekistan.
On the first tatami contest in category J173 quarterfinal, Shami Yergali, Kazakhstan, Akbarov Ibrahimjon, Uzbekistan.
Yekishkalarning G2 G3 salonda sportchilar shartlari. Olchas Borazalova, Kazakhstan, Kim Dong-ho, Korea.
On the second tatami, quarter-final contest in category J2 73 kilograms. Orazalova Olchas, Kazakhstan, Kim Dong-ho, Korea.
So we're gonna switch to the category of under 73 kilogram J2 athletes. It's 8 judoka here present today, and we really have some strong athletes in the mix here. Number 1 seed on the mat now is Olzas Orazal of Kazakhstan. Of course, he's also fighting at home, so he's for sure the top favorite. He's the bronze medalist of the last World Championships, and he's a former world champion, but that was in the under 60 kilogram category, so that's a while ago and some kilos ago. And here's facing Kim Dong-hoon of Korea. So although Orazal is the favorite, it's never easy to fight against a Korean. Is really good with their low seonages, they're good with their kumikata. Strong right-handed grip. He just is on one side there, so he cannot hold on to that for too long. Right-sided Komi, completely controlling his opponent, not completely throwing over his opponent. He's just scoring a Rosari score here, but he's showing some big strength in this contest. Right side at Uchimata, but almost taken over by Kim. Followed up with a nice Morote Seonage there. Strong right-sided grip and throwing over his opponent. But Kim just landing on his stomach there. And, on the other mat, Yergali Shame just threw over his opponent. He's the current world champion and also one of the home favorites.
On the first tatami, the winner is Shami Yergali, Kazakhstan.
So the referee's gonna award a Judo or Wasari for that last throw against Kim. And I'm hoping to see Kim back in the rapid charge actually, because I think he was facing the top favorite here.
Yarışlarındaki çift ve çift çıkarı salmakta sporcular şartları. Martin Orçlo, İran, Yuji Kato, Japonya.
On the first tatami, quarter-final contest in category J173 kilograms, Borchlo Martin, Iran, Kato Yuji, Japan.
Yarışlarındaki çift ve çift çıkarı salmakta sporcular şartları. Vahid Jetki, İran, Empatwa Nabakava, Mongolia.
On the second tatami, quarter-final contest in category J273 kilograms, Jekpe Wahid, Iran, Ektuya Dava Jua, Mongolia.
So on the mat now is the current world champion Wahid Jedi of Iran, and he is facing Dava Engtuya of Mongolia. And it's Jedi in white judo gi and Engtuya in blue. So even though it's only 8 athletes here today, we of course have the former world champion Orazal Yuli, who just beat his first opponent. We have the current world champion Wahid Jedi, but we also have Seito Jujiro of Japan, who is the bronze medalist of the last Paralympic Games. And we have Ferouz Saidov coming back today. He's the current Paralympic champion of Tokyo, but we haven't seen him around since then, so I think he planned his return today, and I'm really excited to see him competing today. Strong technique coming from Jedi, but he just couldn't throw over his opponent here. Taken over again, Jedi. It's not an easy contest at all, and Katuya is looking really strong here. So I'm guessing we're gonna see that a lot here. So even the numbers of entries are quite small. There's so much quality here this weekend, so there's a lot of multiple medal winners, and even the people that didn't win so many medals, they have high quality, like Engtuya, it's a great example. So Jedi really strong on that left hand, so he's searching for an entrance for a left big hip throw. Here it is.
On the first attempt, the winner is Borchlo Martin, Iran.
Also working with his feet on his opponent.
Fighting not for
Wow, he just looks completely in control, Jetty, and I think you can see that
On the first
Ektuya had a
tatami,
great start,
quarterfinal
but
matches.
he was starting to look fatigued during this
J173
contest.
kilograms. Mamedov
So the first 2 minutes he could really hold off Jetty, but after that it was starting to get more difficult. So the world
On the
champion is
second
through to the next
tatami, the
round.
winner is Jekpe Jek Hall.
Ekstralige Shingeki, Shinsuke Samada, Sportstar, Judo, Seto, Japonia, Firuz Saito, Uzbekistan.
On the second tatami, quarterfinal contest in category J2, 73 kilograms. Seto Yujiro, Japan. Saidov Firuz, Uzbekistan.
So coming onto the mat now are Seto Jujiro of Japan and Feruz Saidov of Uzbekistan. It's Seto in white judogi and Saidov in blue. Really excited for this one. Both are really strong athletes. And right away Saidov comes in with a great left Uchimata, just not being able to score.
On the tatami 1, the winner is Mamedov Shogul, Uzbekistan.
So both have good grip. I think they're gonna fight for one side to take the control there.
On the first tatami, quarterfinal contest in category J1, 73 kilograms.
So that's an interesting angle. Saidov going to the right side here. Don't think he had enough space there, but it's a nice attempt to change direction quickly. Good attempt coming from Seto, but pushed over by Saidov. Saidov looks really strong, also physically strong during this contest. Time Tumunage attempt, or Hyoka Tumunage from Saidov. Can't score yet, but he does look strong during this contest. On the left side at Uchimata. So it's a left against right sided grip, and they're now again working on that arm that is farthest away from us. I think that arm will lead to the control of this contest. So Although Seto was not too dangerous yet, I think he looks calm and collected. He looks in control. So for me, it's really can go either way, this contest. It's really nice to see this one. Oh, beautifully done. Nice work with the feet. Almost being able to continue on Newaza. But a quick reaction from Seto. So I like the way that the side of things of changing direction. I just don't think there's enough space to come in with that left or that right-sided low seonage, so low shoulder throw. So he needs to get a better reaction of his opponent to be able to do that. This time right-sided Morote seonage, and actually for me, Saidov went completely on his back here. So Seto just waited for his move. So there's only a Rosario on the board, but I wouldn't be surprised if they gave an Ippon there. And Saidov knows it, he went completely over. So that will be a big shock today, and of course it's the comeback of Saidov. Last time we saw him competing was in 2021, and he picked up a gold medal there. So he gets away with this one, just a Rosario score on the board, so he still has a chance of coming back in this contest. It won't be easy against Seto. Seto looks really strong. Again, right-sided Morote, almost throwing over Saidov. Strong left-handed technique from Saidov, but now again taken over on Newaza by Seto, and Seto now trying to control Saidov. And cleverly done by Saidov, because I think he was in huge trouble here. And things are starting to look not so good for him with only 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Again, a right-sided Morote seonage coming from Seto. And he takes off a few more seconds off the clock. For me, the most impressive that he doesn't look impressed by Saidov. He doesn't look nervous. He looks really strong for me. And I like a lot that Seto also doesn't just start to defend. He really keeps attacking still. Ooh. I would love to see that back in a replay. That's an interesting move there. And for now the Rosario is on the board for Saidov. So that opens up the contest completely. sure they're gonna check this action on the side. So it's the Rosari each on the board now. Ooh, almost throwing over again. Again, right-sided Morota, and this time, not sure if it was an ippon, but an ippon is being given here, and it's all over for Saidov. So for me, Seto looked really strong during this contest, and I think he will be one of the favorites today. It's gonna be interesting between him, Orazoyuli, and Jerry, and his opponent has yet to be decided.
Contest winner Seto Yujiro, Japan. On the second tatami quarter-final contest in category J2 73 kilograms, representative of Kazakhstan, Nukushev Azamat. Representative of Chinese Taipei, Chang Xiaohao.
Wow, that was really quick for Chang of Chinese Taipei. And a very frustrating loss for Nokushev. He's fighting at home. And he really went straight over here.
The winner is Chang Xiaohao, Taipei.
So we have our four semi-finalists known. It's Orazoyuli of Kazakhstan, Jedi of Iran, Seto of Japan, and Chang of Taipei. And it's four really strong athletes in this category.
In category J2 60 kilograms, Nurillah Kiran, Uzbekistan, Jumabulov Aliman, Kyrgyzstan.
So on the mat now in the J2 under 60 kilogram category. Is well, he's not the number one seed, but I guess he's the top favorite here today. Cameron Nurilayev of Uzbekistan, here in white judogi, and he's facing Ali Khan Zumagulov of Kyrgyzstan. Tumakulov here in blue judo gi. And Nurulayev, we know him from the IGF World Circuit. Just recently popped up in the IBSA Judo and won his first Grand Prix gold in Egypt. And there he was really outclassing his opponents, and let's see if he can do that here as well. Here, a nice first Vasari score on the board for Nurulayev. So Tumakulov trying here to come in with a technique, but Nurulayev looking a lot stronger than his opponents here. And with Nurulayev now coming onto the scene, it's I think some troubles for Namozov, who is a really top athlete. He's a Paralympic champion of Rio, and he's been around for quite a long time now. But he lost out to Nurulayev in the last competition. And since there's only one athlete per country going to the Paralympic Games, I guess he can be in trouble here.
On the first semi, the winner is Ibrahim Suranov, Kazakhstan. On the first semi, category J1, 48 kilograms, Salamatova Regina, Kyrgyzstan, Toirova Fatima, Uzbekistan.
So 1 minute and 35 seconds left on the clock. We're still here in this contest between Nurulayev and Tumakulov. And I'm hoping to see a little bit more action from Nurulayev. I think he's just now trying to win this contest, not taking any risks. And as one of the favorites, you can see that happen. It doesn't get the most exciting judo always. nice foot sweep coming from Nurilayev, and now he's working on the ground, and that's a quick tap out from Tsumakolov. So it's a first win here for Nurilayev. And he's gonna meet his countrymate Nabasov in the semi-final.
On the second tatami, quarter-final contest in category J2, 60 kilograms. Sarif Anwar, Kazakhstan, Kohan Said, Iran.
So on the mat now are Anwar Sariev of Kazakhstan and Said Kukan of Iran. So Sariev is really holding down the sleeve of Kukan. Just needs to attack with that, he's trying to. But I think Kukan is physically really strong. It's a clever solution from Sariev as long as he can attack with that. And here you can see somewhat the strength of Kukan. And all Team Iran looks really strong. They physically put a lot of pressure on their opponents with a strong left or right-handed grip. In this case it's a right-handed grip. So with one hand on top and the other on the sleeve. Put on a lot of pressure and then trying to go for some, Ashibata or Uchimata.
The winner is Toyota 41, Uzbekistan.
So Sariev does know he needs to stay out of that pressure of Kukan.
On the first attempt, category J1, 48 kilograms. Husam Kazakh home, Kyrgyzstan, Jankiva, India.
Static what Kukan is doing, but here throwing off his opponent. So referee here decided that it was enough landed on his side to score. It was our score. I think they're just checking if that was really a score, so they decided that it was. So Sariev landed on his side there, giving a first Rosari on the board for Kukan. With only 50 seconds left, it's a good moment to score. Ooh, beautifully done. And they might check that as well to see if it was enough for a score there. Really nice combination of moves from Sariev.
On the first attempt, the winner is Husam Kazakh home, Kyrgyzstan. On the first attempt, category J2, 48
Sariev really needs to come now, but it is Kukan who comes up with a really good technique.
Representative from Japan.
Sariev only has some more seconds left. I think he has just one really strong attack left. Close to his opponent, but Kukan doing the right thing, just keeping it at a distance. And I don't think Sariev can come closer to Kukan. And well, he's devastated there, and I think that's normal because he had really good papers here today, but lost out his first contest.
On the second attempt, quarterfinal contest winner, Kauhan Said, Iran. On the second attempt, contest in category J2, 57 kilograms, Hiroshi Janko, Japan, Findosova Diana, Kazakhstan.
So we're gonna watch the first part of this contest, but as soon as is gonna start our next contest, we're gonna watch it at one as well. I'm
On the
switch to
women's
that mat.
handling, the winner is Fujiwara Yui, Japan.
Barış'taki Çin 48 salon derecesiyle Lobar Kuranova, Uzbekistan, Ahmaran Botbe, Kazakhstan.
So a really interesting contest on this mat in J2 under 57 kilogram athletes with Hirose Junko of Japan in white judogi and Diana Fedosova of Kazakhstan in blue. And both athletes won a bronze medal at the last World Championships, I must say. And I've seen Fedosova around, and she's always very aggressive in her fighting, very moving forward. And she's starting to make a name for herself. So if you want to watch this contest, you'll be able to watch that on YouTube, but we're gonna switch to mat number 1. And this is featuring the contest between Lobar Kuramova of Uzbekistan in white judogi and Akmaral Nuatbek of Kazakhstan in blue. So Nuatbek is undefeated in IBSA Judo. She is really the top favorite of today. She won the World Championships in Baku, Grand Prix of Sao Paulo and the Grand Prix last year in her hometown in home country, Nur Sultan. She has such a strong right-handed grip, as you can see. Now throwing over her opponent right-sided Uchimata attempt. So the referees are gonna check this action to see what exactly happened. And the crowd is clearly asking for a Nippon score for Nuatbek. Yeah, I was a little bit afraid of this, honestly. So Nuatbek was taking a head dive here, so her head was really going to the mat first. And that is not allowed in judo. It's a dangerous move, so it gives her a penalty, and it gives the win to Kuramova. And that must be very frustrating for Nuatbek, because she was the top favorite here today and actually undefeated until now. This is her first defeat. Of course, she could still become a champion if she beat all the other opponents, and something might happen there. But I'm not sure what's gonna happen during this contest. So a really unfortunate ending for Akmaral Nuatbek. going to take a look at the under 48 kilogram for J1 athletes with 4 athletes in here today. And I think Kaitkon Kuzankizi of Kyrgyzstan has the best papers here today. So he won the Grand Prix of Almada in Portugal earlier this year. First we're gonna watch Regina Salamatova of Kyrgyzstan as well, and she's facing Jekpe Bai of India. It's Salamatova in white judo gi and Jekpe Bai in blue. So not much attempts coming from both athletes yet. So probably a little warning is going to come for both athletes. Well, Salamatova in this case is going to pick up a first Judo for being too passive, and I'm hoping that it gives her motivation to score or to come up with an attack here. Bai is trying to attack a little bit more than Salamatova. So both athletes are struggling to attack. For me, Salamatova is looking a little bit passive, but also blocking her opponent. So she's really tight with her grip, but she doesn't create so many opportunities. And she's picking up a second Judo here, so that I think clearly shows the status of this contest. Salamatova having 2 Judos on the board and Jekpe Bai just no Judos yet. Looking a little bit more active, looking more positive here.
On the second tatami, the winner is Kazakhstan.
Екінші татамиге Жекпе Жек Hall спортшылары Judo, Жапония, Өзбекстан.
On the second tatami, contest in category J2, 57 kilograms, Judo Hiroko, Japan, Uzbekistan.
They're gonna give athletes Judo, and it's the third Judo for Salamotova. Haven't seen much action in this contest, unfortunately.
On the first attempt, the winner is Jekpe Jek, India.
So the win goes to Jekpe Jek here. It's another good win for India.
On the first attempt, contesting category J1, 48 kilograms, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Toyeva Fatima, Uzbekistan.
So I guess this will be the last contest in this 48 kilogram category for J1 athletes, so it will be decided who will be the champion here today. So on the mat now is Kuzankizi of Kyrgyzstan, and she's facing Fatima Toyrova of Uzbekistan. It's Kuzankizi in white judo gi and Toyrova in blue. So as I said, Kuzankizi has the best papers here today. She won a gold medal in the Grand Prix of Portugal, which was the first Grand Prix of this year. Now working on Newaza. Kuzankizi trying to work on that right side, right Moroto Seonaga, I guess it was. Great ippon score.
On the first attempt, the winner is Kyrgyzstan.
So with that said, we're gonna switch back to the under 48 kilogram for the last two contacts for the J2 athletes.
On the first attempt, category J2, 48 kilograms, Kokila, India, Nordvik Akhmara, Kazakhstan.
So coming onto the mat here is Kokila of India, and she will be facing Akmaral Noatbek of Kazakhstan. And she was undefeated, but unfortunately in her last contest she picked up a penalty for a head dive, so she lost that contest. And for sure she wants to make her comeback in this contest. I think that was a mistake of Kokila there. And she, well, I think Nuatbek could make use of that too easily. Now trying to bend her arm over. Let's see if she can get that. So Kokila must have a very flexible arm here. Wildbeck now trying to go back on the Osaikomi. So really good defense from Kokila. I think she was in huge trouble here. But, came away unharmed. Not completely unharmed. She has Kazari in the board now. So she was 10 seconds into a hold down. So left-sided Shonagi attempt from Kokila, but also taken over by Noadbek. No scores, but Noadbek looks very strong here.
Kazakhstan, Abdikarimova, Timurlan, Kyrgyzstan.
Noadbek trying to work on the feet of Kokila, and she looks so much stronger than her opponents. Completely controlling with her kumikata, with her grip, and now throwing over Kokila for a second score here. So she doesn't make another mistake. It's an ippon win and score for her.
The winner of the contest, Nalatbek Akbara, Kazakhstan. On the first attempt, Jekpe 48 kilograms, Kurama Lowa, Uzbekistan, Fujiwara Yui, Japan.
So we have one last contest to decide who will be the winner of the J2 under 48 kilogram category. And after we're going to continue with the J1 under 73 kilogram category.
On the second category, repechage contest in category J1 60 kilograms, India, Junaidi, Kazakhstan, Madinov, Murad.
So coming on the mat now is Lobar Kuramova of Uzbekistan and Fujiwara Jui of Japan. So both catch their last medal in 2021. So either they've been out for a while or they haven't been winning medals. But the fact is that they're back here today. Left-sided attempt here from Kuramova. So after this we're going to see the first semi-finals of today. The 73 kilogram category with Xiaomei being a world champion and being one of the top favorites in the mix. So the category I was talking about, the under 73 kilogram category, is actually the biggest category of today, with 10 athletes in the mix. And of course, on continental level, there are less athletes than on world level. I think that's very logical. But still, the quality we're seeing this weekend is really high. We have a total of 85 athletes, as I told you before. And I think Asia is the strongest continent, or one of the strongest continents here. And we have 2 days of individual competition, and then that's followed up by a team competition on Sunday. That's always a very exciting competition. As I told you earlier today, that the number of athletes in IBSA Judo is really growing, and this tournament, each tournament there's new athletes registering and entering the contest, and they will have a world ranking list place in the end. And for now we have a total of 400 athletes in the world ranking list, so that is really positive. And I think it's almost the same amount of athletes for J1 and J2 athletes, so roughly 50% for each category. We look at the division of weight categories, it's the 73 kilogram category that really has most athletes for both J1 and J2 categories, and the 57 kilogram category has most athletes for women. And for the men, that's followed up by the 60 kilogram, then the 90, and then the plus 90. And women, it's actually the same, it's the 48 following up, and then well, it's a small difference because for the J2 athletes, it's over 70 kilogram. That's the biggest category. So it's really exciting to be in. I've been around for quite a while now, and it's really exciting to see IBSA Judo transforming and growing. So I think the biggest change over the last few years is, of course, splitting up the categories. So that's making it a lot more fair for J1 athletes who are blind and almost completely blind. Before, you had the B1, B2 and B3 category athletes, but they always were competing together. And now you see a lot more athletes popping up in the J1 category. So I think that was a big benefit for Paralympic or VI Judo. And another really big influence is, of course, the collaboration with the International Judo Federation. So the International Judo Federation is supporting and funding a lot of IBSA Judo, and that's bringing a lot of quality. So all the referees here, for example, they are active in the world circuit, and also a lot of the staff members, they are working also for the IGF world circuit, which are bringing a lot of experience here. And for me, it's really exciting to have seen that grow in the last few years. So here on the mat, it's still an even score. It's no scores yet on the board, with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. it's a heated contest between these two athletes. Still no scores on the board. And with Kuramova beating Nuadbek quite surprisingly, and not all up to her because it was the head dive of Nuadbek that finished that contest. But it's giving Kuramova really good papers today for a medal. One of the other changes, well, that is due to the influence of the IGF and to the quality brought here, is that the judo is almost the same, or actually it is the same as sighted judo. There's just a few small changes, and I think the most important difference is that you can see here, before the mate they already have to grab their opponent with a kumikaze grip. But besides that, almost all rules are the same. Of course, wandering off the mat area can be a little bit different for the blind athletes. They don't know where they are. And here, it's unfortunately it's off the screen, but Kuramova just threw over her opponent really nicely with a Wasari score. So the referees might take another look at that action. Well, we won't see back that action because also the replay will be off the screen, unfortunately. But the Wasari stays, so it's an advantage now for Kuramova, and Fujiwara really needs to try to take that Wasari back on board for her side. Fujiwara lost out to Nuadbek earlier, so she already has a loss in her belt, so she definitely doesn't want to lose this contest. Left on the clock for Fujiwara to come back to this contest. It's Kuramova that's leading now with a Wasari score. Enough for Wasari score almost. Well, I see her laying on her side, but just didn't see enough of the beginning of the action, unfortunately. Things are starting to look really good for Kuramova here today. Doing everything to try to come back. It's not a bad attempt from her, just not enough for a score. Just half a minute left for Fujiwara to come back. I'm really curious to see if she can do that. I think Kuramova is looking very strong. She has a good hip techniques. Left hip technique coming from Kuramova, and she will just try to work on the ground now with only 20 seconds left, but she doesn't get time from the referee. So 18 seconds left for Fujiwara. Can she come back in this contest, or is it over for her? And is Kuramova gonna take the win? A nice move, the second attempt from Fujiwara. I don't think that Moroto Seonaga, so that shoulder technique is getting her closer to a score, because she really needs to position herself underneath her opponent, and she doesn't get close to her opponent, or not close enough. But it was a good attempt coming from Fujiwara. Coming from Fujiwara, but she's trying the same thing, and that's not going to work out for her. It's all over for Fujiwara, but a really good win for Kuramova today.
On the
first tatami, the winner is Kuramova Omar, Uzbekistan. The winner of the church contest on the second tatami, Madina Murat, Kazakhstan. On the first tatami, semi-final contest in category J1, 73 kilograms, Shami Yergali, Kazakhstan, Bochlo Mahdi, Iran. On the second tatami, repechage contest in category J2, 73 kilograms, Kim Do-hoon, Korea, and Taya Dawandagwa, Mongolia.
So for this first semi-final in the under 73 kilogram J1 athletes, it's number 1 seed Yergali Shame of Kazakhstan, and he is facing Mahi Borchulu of Iran. it's a first Judo on the board here for Shame. And I think it demonstrates the strength of the Iranian team. They're all really physically strong athletes, and although Shame is also strong, he needs to attack here. And it's not easy against Brooklyn. Both are waiting to attack. It looks a bit static now.
On the second tatami, the winner is Korea.
So it's interesting because Shami has a right-sided grip, but he is a little bit left stance, so his left foot is in front of his right foot. So I'm honestly not sure which way he will go.
On the second tatami, repechage contest in category J2, 73 kilograms. Saeed Firuz, Uzbekistan, Nogushev Azamat, Kazakhstan.
Gone. It's Shami that picked up 2 Judos along the way and worked through just the one. This time in a nice left-sided Sonage. So it does start to look more appealing for the crowd. And it's Shame that really needs to attack. He cannot afford another Judo, because then he would lose this contest. Trying to take over, but almost tripping over his feet.
On the second tatami, the winner is Nogushev Azamat, Kazakhstan.
Saeed Firuz, Uzbekistan.
So Shami really needs to attack here. He cannot afford being so passive. So I'm not sure what he is thinking, if he's really trying to attack, but I'm figuring that he just has a lot of struggle with his opponent. This time he does have a good grip and almost throwing over his opponent here, but that was really saved by the bell.
Contest in category J2, 57 kilograms. Gunshan, India, Fedosova Diana, Kazakhstan.
So Shame is officially struggling, bending over, looking fatigue here. Jekpe. Jekpe does look strong, but he needs to get close to his opponent to be able to score. And it's another low attempt coming from Borklu, but easily stopped by Jekpe. Make sure they have a good grip before the Ajime. And Jekpe is using a lot of strength, trying to move his opponent around. And actually see that Borklu is blocking a little bit the grip of Jekpe, so Jekpe cannot get close to his opponent. He's struggling with that.
On the
second tatami, the winner is Kazakhstan. On the second tatami, contest in category J2, 57 kilograms.
So it's golden score here in the semi-final. And well, starting this golden score, it's going to be even more interesting because Borklu just picked up his second Judo. So it's 2 Judos each on the board, and each little mistake will mean a loss. Oh, that's it. Beautifully done by Jekpe, and he's showing why he's the current world champion. And I think in the second half you could see Jekpe slowly getting closer to his opponent, so it's just a matter also of condition here. And Jekpe beating his opponents just in the golden score of this contest.
On the first tatami, semi-final contest winner, Kazakhstan. On the first tatami, semi-final contest in category J1, 73 kilograms, Mamedov Shokru, Uzbekistan, Suranov Mamadbay, Kyrgyzstan.
So for the second semi-final here, it's Shokru Mamedov of Uzbekistan, and he will be wearing the white judo gi, and he is facing Mamatibarim Suranov of Kyrgyzstan, and it's Suranov in blue judo gi here. So Kazakhstan, being the home nation, brought the biggest team here with 21 athletes, but Uzbekistan is a good second with 20 athletes. And I think all other countries brought far less athletes and smaller teams. So straight away a right-sided Sonhage coming from Suranov.
On the second tatami, category
Sudanov is
60 kilograms.
smaller than his opponent, as you can just see here.
Namazov Sherzov, Uzbekistan, Nurilayev Kimran, Uzbekistan.
Was a good, better attempt coming from Sudanov. I think most attempts came from Sudanov during this contest. It's Mammadov that's waiting around a little bit more and trying to work in Newaza. This time an interesting grip. I think Mammadov did have a good opportunity there. It just took too long to come up with an attack, and then it's Sudanov who just is the first one all the time. So on the other mat is also a really interesting battle going on between Namazov and Nurilayev, both from Uzbekistan. Namazov, the most experienced athlete in the IBSA circuit, and Nurilayev just recently appeared in the scene but beat his opponent, beat his countrymate in the last encounter they had. But at this time Nurilayev has 2 Shidos on the board. So that looks quite interesting. And here it's 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock. Still no scores yet. Sudanov looked a little bit more active, but he does have a Judo on the board. So it's, I think, cleverly played by Mamedov. This time Mamedov did come up with a technique. Left-sided Ochigari, just not being able to score. He has a really strong left-handed grip. And you see Sudanov crumbling under that pressure. Still no scores on the board, but it's looking interesting here. I feel Mamedov is looking stronger than Sudanov. So Nurilayev once again beat his opponent, and here it's a beautiful technique coming from Mamedov. It took him almost all the contest time, but exciting finish of this semi-finals here, and it's Mamedov who we will see in the final.
On the second tatami, semi-final contest in category G2 60 kilograms, Jekpe Jek, Korea, Kohan Said, Iran. On the first tatami, the winner is Mamedov Shokrov, Uzbekistan.
So we're going to switch to mat number 2, and Nurilayev just won his first semi-final here. And then we're going to watch the semi-final of the under 60 kilogram J2 athletes between Lee Min-jae of the Republic of Korea and Saeed Kukan of Islamic Republic of Iran. So Lee picked up a bronze medal in the Grand Prix of Almada earlier this year. And Kukan, well, we haven't seen so much from him yet, but the whole team of Iran is, I wouldn't say surprisingly strong. I feel like they're always really strong, but they're performing really well today. So Lee is the number 2 seed here, but the number 1 seed is already out. Namasofi just lost out to Nurilayev. And Lee is searching for a right-sided Uchimata here. Kukan already beat home favorite Sariev in his last contest, who is the gold Grand Prix winner of Almada and the Silver Paralympic Games medalist. Really nice at a right-sided Oso Tugari. Just lost a control of the top half, so Lee couldn't throw over Kukan, but it was a really good attempt from him. I think the first big attack in this contest.
On the first attempt, the winner is
So Lee looking really strong here, controlling the kumikata, the grip of his opponent Kukan. And Kukan now picking up a first Judo. Another right-sided Uchimata attempt coming from Lee. Well, that was a really nice attempt coming from Kukan there. Just not strong enough, but left-sided Sode against Lee. But I think we can expect big throws from both of these athletes. That's beautifully done. Nice foot sweep coming from Kukan. And he couldn't follow up on the ground, but he does have a Wazari lead now. And it suddenly switched, so Lee looked so strong during the first half of this contest, but in the last half a minute, it suddenly switched. So there was a really good attack from Kukan, and now just follow it up by a nice Dea Shibarai, foot sweep. So really Lee needs to start attacking now, and he will need to start taking some risks also. So still half the contest time on the board, so it's a lot. Still a lot of time left still. You can see Lee is really searching on that right side of Kukan, but Kukan is nicely defending on that. And he does have a Shido on the board, so he cannot be too passive for the next minute and a half. But things are looking good for him. So let's see if Lee can find some entrance for a good attack. Let's see if he can come back into this contest. So Kukan is putting pressure on that right hand of Lee, and that's really smart to do. So Lee has less control with that side. Yeah, that's enough for Wazari's score. And that's gonna make it even more interesting now with both having a Wazari on the board. I think that's actually showing the perfect balance in this contest. both having that Wasari on the board. Both came up with really good attacks. And now let's see who can make the second score. And Lee getting close here with a nice, well, starting with Oso Togari. So 36 seconds left. And it is quite exciting contest here. Both having Rosario on the board. Both had really good attacks. And now trying to find that last attack here. So does one of them have enough for another good attack? Good gripping now from Kukan. And Lee going to the left side. That was interesting to see. So it's going to be a golden score in the semi-final. And that was really nicely done. Nice right side attack from Lee. Just not enough for a score, but good attempt coming from him. Ooh, not sure if that was enough for Wasari's score actually. Let's check if they're gonna watch that again, because I don't think his body was completely on his side, honestly. But let's see what they decide. So the referee supervisor, they will check if the body of Kukan was really on his side, or enough on his side, and otherwise the Wasari will be cancelled. Take it off. I think that's the correct thing to do. So Kukan really wasn't on his side, and the contest will continue. And this is really a mix of emotions that you have. You have tension for the semi-final, then you have the, well, Lee has the excitement of winning this semi-final, and then it's all turned back and it's completely open again. So that mix of emotions can also do something to the athletes. Osoto attempt coming from Lee. I don't think he was in the right position here. He realized that, so he stepped back right away. So it's a really strong right against right stand. Now Soda attempt coming from Kukan. And again, Osoto attempt. I love the way they really go for quality, so you still see good techniques coming. And they really try to throw big. So they really would have to grab the kumikata, so you cannot fight with only one hand. And then the referee will call a mate. And if you really break that grip and won't re-grip right away, you'll pick up a penalty for that. So there's a lot of strength coming into this contest. It's Lee that's looking a little bit more proactive. Kukan has the more surprising attacks. Yeah, he's really explosive. Another Osoto attempt. He's taking a little bit of risk because he's doing that from not the best angle. So it's a right against right, and Kukan is really blocking that. So if you want to throw over Kukan on that side, you have to be really strong. Another foot sweep coming from, or foot hook actually, coming from Kukan. Oh, nice Uchimata attempt. Just didn't have the perfect grip, but for me, Lee is looking more proactive here in this contest. And I think this is the result of that. So Kukan picking up his second Judo. But still wide open, he can still win this contest. But he does have another warning that he's a little bit too passive. So you can see Kukan is supporting that side. So close to scoring. I think there was a stop in that technique. Just took a little bit too long to push over Kukan. But Lee has been close to winning this contest several times. Once again, going to another direction, Lee, but it's another attack for him. Kukan really needs to start doing something now. So strong right-sided grip from Lee again, and I feel there's not so much left in the tank from Kukan, so he hasn't been very active. And Lee is already waving while putting his hands in the air to take the next one, and it's gonna be over. Kukan picking up his third Judo. So Lee is in the final against Nurilayev, and we're gonna see that later today at 3:30 local time.
Lee, Korea. Sayın İhsan Barcı Bağlar.
see the semi-finals now of the under 60 kilogram J1 category, and it's yet another athlete of Islamic Republic of Iran in white here. It's Sayed Meysam Banitaba Koram Abadi, and before I could say his name, he already beat his opponent here, Vitun Kongsuk of Thailand. And that's an amazing result for Banitaba. So he's the current world champion, and he could add an Asian title here today.
Finalist in category J1 60 kg, Banitaba Koram Abadi Sayed Meysam, Iran.
Yegece döneminde Jekpe altın salmakta yarışı altında belirsiz Judo. Altını gidip Katil Parma, Hindistan. Korkusunu gidip Jekpe Uzbekistan.
On the second attempt, semi-final contest in category J1 60 kg, Parma Katil, India, Maydonov Diyorlek, Uzbekistan.
So coming on to the mat now, in white judogi is Kapil Parmar of India, and he is facing Diorbek Maidanov of Uzbekistan. So it's a really great result already for Parmar being in the semi-finals again. And he is really promoting judo for India. They've been around for quite a while now. Coming from Parmar here. Just need a little bit more grip, I think, to come up with a score. So Team India has been around for a while now, and you've seen often in many cases that they lacked some experience, but slowly they're starting to build their team, and that's really great to see. And I think Kapil Parmar is the top athlete of India, winning the Grand Prix in Egypt, and well, he's here now in the semi-final of this Asian Championships. Was not a good position from Maidanov to come in before an attack. I think that played well into the hands of Parmar. So Parmar has a really strong right-sided stance. He's just controlling his opponents with that right arm. He's actually also keeping that at a distance. Trying to go over for that big left or right-sided techniques. Parmar is controlling this contest. Just not able to score yet against Maidanov. So it's really a right against right sided contest. And again, I think it's quite brave of Maidanov to come over that right side, because you can see the stance of Parmar is really also on the right side. His right foot forward, so all his body weight is leaning over to that side, or to the wrong side for Maidanov. Parmar had two right-sided opponents today. He was struggling with Junaidi of Indonesia as well. Again, I don't understand why Maidanov would go for this direction. Of course, if it's his favorite technique, he must go for that, but he needs to put Parmar in another position before he can attack. So now again he hooked in that leg, but it gives Kapu a perfect stance for a right-sided Osotogari. And a first Bazari on the board now, with only 30 seconds left on the clock. Right-sided technique coming from Parmar. He just needs to hold on to this for 7 more seconds. Let's see if Maidanov can bring something into this mix here. Otherwise, we're going to see a final between him, the number 1 and the number 2 seed. Last attack taken over by Parmar again. So he finishes off in style. And another really good result for Kapil Parmar of India.
Finalist of category J1, 60 kilograms, Parmar Kapil, India.
Yedinci dönemde Jekpe Jek salonlar içerisinde sporcular çıkardılar. Alt Tsunugi'de Hiroko Judo, Japonya, Tsunugi'de Gulshan, Hindistan.
Contest in category J2, 57 kilograms. Representative of Japan, Judo Hiroko. Representative of India, Gulshan.
So on the mat now are Kudo Hiroko of Japan, and she's facing Gulshan of India. It's Kudo in white judo gi and Gulshan in blue. So Kudo is the second Japanese judoka in this category. We have Hirose Junko, who I think is the number 1 of Japan at this moment, with a bronze medal of in Baku and a bronze medal of the last Paralympic Games. And she just in the first contest, an opening contest of today, she beat Kudo. That's beautifully done. Nice ippon score from Kudo here. And although she lost out to Hirose, of course she's still searching for a medal here today.
And the winner of the contest, Kudo Hiroko, Japan.
She will still face one of the favorites here, Diana Fedosova.
Kazakhstan.
On the second tatami, category J2, 57 kilograms, Kochaeva Kumushkon, Uzbekistan, Fedosova Diana, Kazakhstan.
So coming on to the mat now is Kumushkon Kochaeva of Uzbekistan. She's in white judogi here, and she is facing Diana Fedosova of Kazakhstan, and she is wearing the blue judogi. And she's also the current bronze world medalist and the Grand Prix winner of Sao Paulo last year. Strong right-sided attempt, but nicely taken over by Fedosova. So good change of direction and immediately followed up in Newaza. Ooh, I think she has that arm. Not sure if she was tapping actually. The referee thought she tapped out, but that's a tricky one. But as soon as it really looks like you're tapping out, the referee can call an ippon. So in either way, it would be really unfortunate if she didn't tap, because she can never go back to this type of action. And here you can see it. Well, it looked like a tapping movement, but well, that is a tough one for the supervisors here. So it is gonna be a quick win for Fedosova. So the supervisor saw enough tapping motion, and it's unfortunate for Kochaeva, but she was in big trouble anyways. And if she made that movement, then well, it's definitely an ippon for Fedosova.
On the second tatami, semi-final contest in category J2, 73 kilograms,
so we have two, well actually 4 more contests to bring to you. We have two 73 kilogram contests, and they will both be the semi-finals. I think we might still have some repetures left there, but I'm not seeing them on board. So maybe that's not the case, but let's focus now on the semi-finals of the under 73 kilogram J2 athletes. In white judogi here, Olzas Orazal Yuli of Kazakhstan, blue, it's Wahid Jadi of Islamic Republic of Iran. So Orazal Yuli, former world champion in the under 60 kilogram category, but already picking up a bronze medal up in his new category in Baku and the World Championships. But Jadi picked up a gold medal there, so it's a really evenly matched contest here, I think. Nicely taken over here, Jadi. I think that's looked like a little bit a mistake for Orazal Yuli, but he is in big trouble as long as he can control the head. I was going to say as long as Jadi can control the head, but that was not the case in the end. So I think Orazal Yuli comes away with a big scare here. And he was moved over so easily by Jadi. Change of direction there for Jadi. Nice left-sided technique from Jadi, and that was not, this was not possible to stop that. And Jadi is again in the final beating Orazal Yuli. And the Islamic Republic of Iran is doing outstanding today. A few final spots already.
Finalist of category J2, 73 kilograms, Jekpe Jek, Iran.
Tabii ki G2 sallarda yekçe altı belirsiz Jolama, Abzugide, Yujiro Seto, Japonya, Kokugide,
So to know the opponent of Wahid Jadi, we are gonna check the next semi-finals here. And for me this is an interesting one to watch because, well, Seto Jujiro we all know. He won the Grand Prix last year here in Kazakhstan and also is a bronze medalist of the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. But and he already beat Saidov in his first contest actually, so he's doing great today and also in other tournaments. And then we have Chang Xiaohao of Chinese Taipei, who beat his opponent beautifully. But I don't know so much about him. I haven't seen him so much before. He's not in IBSA Judo, so I'm excited to see him fight against Seto. Nice right-sided attempt coming from Chang. I think they're gonna check if that was not a head dive actually. That will be a shame for this semi-final. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave that, but I would have loved to see this contest go on a little bit longer. So the supervisors are checking the video material and checking a slow motion replay to see what's going on exactly. So all these times these athletes need to stay focused, because at any time the contest can continue again, and you have to be at your sharpest. You cannot make one little mistake in judo or it's gonna be all over. So they definitely need some time to really check it, and well, it is a head dive. It's really unfortunate here. I think Chang is a great athlete, but it's Seto here that goes through to the final. And it's gonna be a really good final for sure. Wahid Jedi against Seto Jujiro. So we have 2 more contests to bring to you in this morning block before we have a little break here. And at 3:30 we're gonna see the final block.
Hiroshi Junko, Japan, Bunshan, India.
So in white judogi it's Hirose Junko of Japan, and in blue judogi it's Gushan of India. Hirose being the bronze medalist at the last World Championship and Paralympic Games. And she's the favorite to take this contest. Here it's a nice left-sided Uchimata and finishing off really quickly. So Gushan has some more experience under her belt, but she needs to focus on some more training until we see her in the next contest or competition.
And the winner is Hiroshi Junko, Japan. Contest in category J2, 57 kilograms. Judo Hiroko, Japan. Fidoso Diana, Kazakhstan.
So for the last contest of the morning block, we're just waiting for one more athlete. Not sure if she's gonna show up. Yeah, here she is. I'll see her. You'll see her coming into the screen quite soon. In white judogi, it's Kudo Hiroko of Japan, and in blue judogi, it's Diana Fedosova of Kazakhstan. Nice move coming from Fedosova here, and straight away into a Saikami. So that looks very strong, and I don't think Kudo has anything else to bring anymore. And it's all over. Nice moving backwards from Fedosova. So that concludes the morning vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching this morning. We had really really high quality judo, and we still have some exciting finals to bring to you later today. And I hope to see you back at 3:30 local time.
Құрметті спортсмен қауым, осымен дзюдодан Азия чемпионатының жарыстарына кіріп сағат 15:00-де жарыс